My friend married my mom, so I made him regret it. Whenever someone mentioned their divorced mom, he'd lean in and say, "She hiring any pool boys?" It was sleazy and always landed somewhere between predatory and calculated, but that was Benson and his smooth-talking, clean-cut charm. He had a way that made professors trust him and older women ignore the warning signs. We were tight during college. We lived on the same dorm floor and shared the same major. He knew my parents' messy divorce left my mom shattered. I knew his gambling debts were eating him alive. When he made the joke to me one day, it felt different. He nudged my shoulder and asked how my mom was doing. I told him she was still pretty broken up. He grinned and said maybe she needed a pool boy. It didn't feel like a joke anymore. That weekend, I came home and saw his car in our driveway. I heard laughter coming from the kitchen. He walked out carrying lemonade like he owned the place. He froze when he saw me standing there. Neither of us said anything. He just gave me this practiced smile like everything was normal. I stood in the doorway for 10 minutes after that. I didn't move or speak while I processed what was happening. A month later, my mom sat me down for a talk. She told me she was seeing someone and that it was Benson. She said they didn't plan it, but he'd been helping with divorce paperwork. I stared at her wine glass until she stopped talking. Then I got up and left the room without yelling or slamming doors. Silence doesn't mean acceptance, though. Silence is just where planning begins. First, I watched them together carefully. Benson played house and called her beautiful while managing her prescriptions. He made little jokes in front of me about being the man of the house. He laughed at his own lines without knowing I was documenting everything. I knew he'd been banned from 2 casinos for counting cards. He owed money to the wrong people downtown. I tracked down Big Eddie from the card room and mentioned Benson came into money. I said it was through his new girlfriend without mentioning my mom. Eddie started calling that weekend demanding payment. Benson's car got keyed first and then his tires got slashed. He started looking over his shoulder everywhere he went. Next, I contacted his ex-girlfriend from junior year. She'd filed a restraining order after he drained her credit cards. I told her Benson was targeting someone vulnerable again. She gave me everything including screenshots, bank records, and police reports. The pattern was clear about how he operated. Benson moved into our house by spring. He started isolating mom from her friends immediately. He said they were jealous of her happiness with him. He changed the Netflix password and monitored her Facebook constantly. I smiled when he rearranged Dad's old office. Having him comfortable meant I had him where I wanted him. His phone started glitching thanks to my roommate's computer skills. My roommate was good with remote access and made things happen. Benson's texts to other women started forwarding to mom's iPad automatically. His Tinder profile showed active while he lived in our house. His messages to his bookie about using her credit cards appeared too. Mom found everything during her morning coffee routine. Then I played my ace card perfectly. I called his previous victim from 2 years ago. Regina from his hometown was 48 and divorced when he targeted her. She lost her entire retirement to him and had been searching everywhere. I gave her our address and she showed up for Sunday dinner. She brought a sheriff and a warrant with her. The confrontation was beautiful to watch unfold. Mom's face went from confusion to horror to pure rage. Benson tried to run, but the sheriff was faster than him. Regina identified him immediately and started listing everything he'd stolen. Mom realized she was looking at her own future. Benson got arrested in our kitchen while dinner burned on the stove. I wasn't done with him yet though. I'd been collecting evidence for months about all his scams. I documented his fake charity and the 3 other women online. I found the forged signatures on Mom's refinance papers too. I handed it all to the prosecutor in a neat binder. I even included screenshots of him bragging to poker buddies. The trial moved quickly with 4 women testifying against him. Benson's own mother showed up to apologize to his victims. She said he'd been stealing since middle school. Mom had to testify and stood straight while telling the court everything. She explained how he isolated her when she was most vulnerable. Benson got 12 years in federal prison. Wire fraud charges combined with state theft charges added up fast. Mom recovered most of her money through insurance claims. The house was safe and she joined a support group. She learned lots of women fall for younger predators. 3 years have passed since then. Mom dates a teacher her own age who brings flowers. Benson writes from prison begging for commissary money. I forward his letters to his victims who keep them. His latest letter mentioned getting jumped in the showers. He said he owed the wrong people even inside prison. He begged me to put money on his books. He claimed we used to be brothers. I wrote back just one line. Maybe you need a pool boy. He stopped writing after that.